Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Fatah binti Muhammad Kaulan and my matrix number 2020815338. Today I'm going to present my topic in AGR255, which is neglect of migrant workers could help Malaysia's economic recovery. First and foremost, summary of article. Every employee, employer and other party involved in the workplace aspires to work in a safe, healthy and positive environment, and also understanding the relevant legislation can assist them in accomplishing that aim. To summarize, sustaining a positive workplace environment necessitates a positive employee-employer connection. Employee welfare management and internal communication are referred to as industrial relations, sometimes known as employment relations. Employers and employees both need to be aware of their rights and responsibilities in the workplace. To achieve harmony between employees and employers, both of whom have significant impact on the office environment, the issue of law is based on government-enacted legislation, but the issue of ethics is based on the distinction between right and wrong human values. Then, key issues. Every work in the world, regardless of its type, has its own troubles and problems, as we all know. For example, employee treatment by the employer, employee safety concerns, wage issues, and so on. According to the difficulties that have been uncovered through this article, there is a problem with migrant employees, and the article claims that the neglect of migrant workers will have a negative impact on the Malaysian economic recovery. It is due to the Malaysian government's lack of assistance to employees, and it appears that their problems are sometimes aggravated by lack of assistance from their own nation, such as our government's focus of assisting its own citizens while ignoring the plight of foreign workers. In other cases, lower pay for immigrant employees were the result of a severe COVID-19 outbreak that startled the country and nearly brought the economy to its knees. According to the report, when this critical scenario reached the country, several foreign workers were laid off unequally or without pay, based to the United Nations Labour Department. According to the Employment Act of 1955, revised 1881 Act 265, the only time employers are not required to pay their employee's salary is when the employee is detained by the authorities, in jail, or on the run to attend a trial or court hearing unless he or she is a witness for the employer. Lastly, low-wage and low-skilled migrant workers have been among the most vulnerable as firms cut wages and jobs to deal with the economic shock caused by the pandemic. Their plight is frequently aggravated by a lack of assistance from their host countries, which prioritize assistance to their own citizens. About 95% of them are untrained and willing to come to the country to work in low-skilled jobs for little pay. Even though many sectors of the economy rely on them, Malaysians should not be xenophobic or resentful of the presence of groups of foreigners, particularly those working in low-wage occupations. This is because foreign workers are excellent for us if Malaysians have an education, because they improve productivity and provide higher skills employment options for Malaysians. Next, recommended solutions. Firstly, establishing a link between Malaysia and neighboring Asia is one solution to the problem. It is because Malaysia is the largest importer of foreign labor in the Southeast Asian region. The region should work together to improve the protection of foreign workers at their borders. Because Southeast Asia is home to nearly 7 million migrant workers, Malaysia should collaborate to improve foreign workers' protection. At the same time, it can help to maintain the region's labor market and economy, as well as that foreign employees are always protected. According to workers who frequently complain about insufficient safety equipment and aged health at work, especially on construction sites, the government should also provide public health and economic benefits to foreign workers regardless of their immigration status. Furthermore, treat migrant workers and local workers with equal respect to avoid a hostile environment among our workers, including giving any necessary assistance, providing lodging, distributing work responsibilities equally and equability, and paying wages on time. Malaysia should constantly defend migrant workers' rights fairly. The Employment Act 1955 Act 265, Malaysia's main employment legislation that safeguard the reasonable labor rights of employees for both local and migrant workers except for domestic workers, is the correct law to refer for migrant workers. Every worker, including migrant workers who have long contributed to work in our country, should be recognized and valued. Then, as we all know, the Malaysian Trades Union Congress (MTUC) is the party in charge of all foreign workers' regulations and rights. What we can do, in my opinion, to improve our economy, we have to provide more industrial skills to prepare migrant employees to obtain more experience conducting fieldwork and to provide education policies for migrant workers to generate quality employment in the future. This is because we want all industries in the country, regardless of sector, to have advanced planning and preparation to develop a qualified workforce. Not only that, but we want trainees to see this skill area not just to gain a job, but as knowledge to be used in the future. Additionally, we must provide them with the opportunity to work in any field they desire. The first reason is that foreign employers have become an increasingly vital element of the Malaysian economy, and failing to secure their employment will have a negative impact on industry and business sustainability. As a result, we cannot unilaterally remove foreign employees, who are one of the country's most productive economic contributors, for no good reason. So, we must underline that several industries such as manufacturing, constructions, agriculture, forestry, and fisheries are heavily reliant on foreign employees. Lastly, in conclusion, I think we should choose to treat migrant workers and local workers with equal respect to avoid a hostile environment among our workers, including giving any necessary assistance, providing lodging, distributing work responsibilities equally and equitably, and paying wages on time. This is to prevent any working person from being neglected. As a worker in the countries where they work, every human being is entitled to protection to preserve their rights and well-being. It's heartbreaking to read about foreign workers in our country who have been subjected to all kinds of mistreatment by their own employers, as well as poor impressions from the local population. Fraud, exploitations, abuse, workplace accidents, exposure to dirt and disease risk, and denial of the ability to get protection are just a few of the issues that these international employees confront. I believe that every person in our country, regardless of nationality, has a decent heart and a kind spirit toward everybody, including international workers. It makes no difference whether we have a high or low position or rank, and remember to respect others regardless of their culture, religion, or skin color, for a high status is useless if there's no manners. Then I believe that we should provide them with the opportunity to work in any field they desire. This is because the presence of foreign employees in this country's labor market is like a cancer cell that spreads from one sector to the next. Because the Malaysian economy is so reliant on foreign employees, the workforce is still required to prevent the economy from collapsing if the ban is implemented immediately. It may be observed in the market rising chicken costs, which is due to a shortage of foreign labor in livestock farms, among other causes. As a result, reliance on foreign workers is unlikely to reduce, even though the COVID-19 outbreak has forced many of them to return to their home countries in recent years. Malaysia should be more selective in employing foreign labor in the future and concentrate on a single essential area. Malaysia might potentially adopt the strategy used by established countries such as South Korea, which tightly controls the use of foreign labor by concentrating on a single industry. As a regional importer of foreign labor, Malaysia should concentrate on foreign employees in both legislative and enforcement efforts. As a result, the government must take this issue seriously to aid the country's economic recovery. This is an appendix which is attachment of my newspaper cutting. And these are a few references that I used to complete this assignment. That's all from me. Thank you.